This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, the whole world is watching The Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus, and so are we.
Geek Boner.
As we review episode 4, plus Sony and Netflix strike a huge deal. We get a trailer for Jupiter's Legacy, She-Hulk casts a Hamilton star, and Indiana Jones 5 is a thing that's still happening.
What?
All that and more on this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, April 12th, 2021.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We talk it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We talk it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
What's up, listener? How's it going? Thanks for joining us this week, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us is the dude responsible for making the Zemo cut happen. It's Rug Boy. Way to get that done there, Rugs.
Yeah, I want to see fist pumping. I want to see all kinds of stuff. I want to see him break up the beat. I want to see him do some footloose action.
Little dance looped for an hour.
Popping and locking. I would like to see it all.
It's kind of funny they did this. Anthony, did you watch any of this at all?
Yeah, I watched.
You
I mean, I
watched
didn't
it?
watch a whole hour.
You watched the whole thing?
Maybe a
Come
minute. A minute. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, funny that they took advantage of
the Snyder cut. Yes.
Well, yeah, the internet just going nuts over it, so they were like, okay, let's get in on the fun.
Because it's not hard to do. So, and like, they should have committed even more. Make it 4 hours. Who the fuck cares? It's free YouTube server space. Nobody's paying for this.
I felt like it was very strange to see the guy who killed the leader of Wakanda
be
dancing,
celebrating
and people
dancing,
celebrating
and people
it.
cheering, going, holy shit, this
In the
is
world
the
that
best
we live
thing.
in right now, where like everybody hates everything.
It's kind of odd, isn't it? It's kind of weird.
It is weird.
It's the things that take over the internet. You can never predict.
No, that's it grabs a life of its own.
5 million views, by the way,
Whoa, really? On the Zemo cut?
on the Zemo cut
Oh,
right now.
shit. I watched the whole thing.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
Mephisto is not in it. Just to make sure. No, I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm fucking kidding. I wouldn't.
Oh shit!
I got better
I don't
things
know,
to
man.
do.
You watched.
I know.
What was that show?
Powerless. Was it Powerless? That was bad. That was a bad show. But even me is not sitting through an hour of Daniel Bruhl looped just dancing. It's funny they did it. Whatever. I want to point out, if the listener hasn't checked out our last show, we had a great time with John Bellotti Jr. reviewing Godzilla vs. Kong. And also, you would have heard at the very beginning an amazing metal a cappella version of the Jock and Nerd theme song.
Oh shit!
I have to share this again because this is possibly the funniest fucking thing. I've heard it a long time. I want your guys' reaction. You heard it. We're going to hear it again. John Bellotti Jr.
Can I sing the song? Jockin' and nerdin'. Spoiler alertin'. Jock and nerdin'. That's the theme song. I sang it.
Makes me laugh every fucking time.
Fucking fantastic.
Oh my God. And you know what? When we play the theme song after that, he's right. That is how the theme song goes.
Is it?
Yes. It's sort of.
Don't your ears work, Imran?
Yeah, I was gonna say live. You wanted my reaction when he initially did that. I went, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's nothing like the fucking. That's what's
You had
funny
to
about it.
explain it. Yeah, you had to spell it out for us.
But in
before
a
I
way,
understood what was
when
going
you
on.
put the two together, I'm like, I can see how he got there. I could see how he got there from the theme song.
All right, do your best riff.
Of the theme song?
Acapella riff. Let's do it.
I can play both of them right in the beginning, and you'll see there is a similarity. But I thought it goes more like, dun, 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 dun. I can't even do it. That's totally wrong. He did it better than
Anthony,
me.
you're a good.
Now you've got me. I'm trying to
Nobody
think
knows
about
how
like,
it goes.
how it sounds. Dun it, No, that sucks too. I don't understand. I don't know what it
Right,
is.
boy, your turn. There's that part. Yes, there's the walk down. That's as important. I love the walk down part.
Well, when you hear two terrible versions and then you have to do it, and I forget what the hell what the sound even sounds. A song even sounds.
Bilotti
like.
gave us gold though. That's fucking the funniest thing ever. We're gonna enjoy that.
I'm glad he was able to sing it.
Yes,
for us.
we will enjoy that for years to come. Let's get into some news, people.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Oh, big deal over in the streaming battle, in the streaming wars. Sony and Netflix make a huge deal. It's a pretty crazy deal. After a 2-year auction, Netflix won the rights. It's a 5-year deal worth maybe $1 billion for the exclusive U.S. rights to stream Sony Pictures theatrical releases in the first pay TV window, starting with all of their 2022 movies.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, what does this mean? They also have part of this agreement. Netflix has first look agreement with Sony for all the studio's original movies produced for direct-to-streaming market. It requires Netflix to commit to a certain number of titles from the studio, but if they don't buy it, Sony can sell it to other streaming places like your Amazon or HBO Max or whatever, and they have access to Sony's entire massive film library. So what this means, the pay one window traditionally begins about 9 months after a film's theatrical release, and then it will go on to premium video on demand or its streaming destinations. But this could be as short as 45 days. We've heard everyone is shortening this between theatrical and streaming. So this means all of Sony's movies like Morbius, Uncharted, Into the Spider-Verse sequel, Masters of the Universe, Venom's 2 and 3, Bad Boys 4, Jumanji 4, and all future Spider-Man movies will be exclusive to fucking Netflix and Sony.
Oh, shit.
First of all, reaction to this. What did you guys think? This is pretty big because...
I like it's a great kick into the nuts of Disney. I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. This is a different strategy than making their own like Sony Plus streaming platform.
Yeah, Sony was the only one that of the major studios that doesn't have their own streaming. I think it's smart for both. I think Netflix gains,
yes,
they gain a lot of IP for at least the next couple of years with Sony. They were kind of relying upon creating their own IP and licensing out little, things that maybe are second or third tier IP. But now this gives them some IP to fall back on.
It's a big bump in IP.
Sony,
yeah.
They don't have to invest in creating their own streaming. They're on the biggest platform that there is for streaming, so I think it's a win-win
right?
for both companies.
Amazing. Sony gets paid. Netflix gets shitloads of content. Sony has Crunchyroll currently, right, Ruggs? That's the anime thing, and they use Stars a lot for their movies. But this strategy, I think, is interesting. I was listening to John Campea. He made a good point. If you think about it, Sony's like, look, all these studios are making their own streaming platforms. They're pulling content and locking it down on their own platform. That kind of leaves a big hole for content, freelance content. So they're like, look, we'll just sell to Netflix and anybody else, and we'll be like the only bidder out there that you could buy movies from and license them.
Well, think about this.
It's interesting.
Is great because Sony now can just make movies and they don't have to worry about sinking all this money into like a streaming platform and waiting and trying to wrestle subscribers away from people. So they can actually have a little bit more freedom. They can they're more guaranteed to not like have to take crazy risks and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they got the money in their back pocket now.
Where is Netflix getting this money? Because the source is saying this is close to $1 billion deal. They also recently just paid $450 million for the rights, to make the sequels to Rian Johnson's Knives Out.
That's a lot of money.
2 and 3, $450 million
shit.
just for the rights to make them. Not even
those movies are not even worth like that much.
Is that worth that much? I don't know.
Throw in today. I'm not a big fan of this stuff, but there's a live action Gundam film that's going to be on Netflix that Jordan Voight Roberts from Kong Skull Island.
That's going to be huge.
That's a Netflix deal too, huh?
But the name of the game, that's a Netflix deal too. The name of the game for Netflix is they think that investing in content is the name of the game, and they need to. All of these streamers need to continually invest in content because you can't just rely on the library that you have. You always have to have new things, and all these streamers have kind of proven that they can produce some good original content, so they need to keep doing that.
I think Netflix has too much content now, though.
That's also
like I can't even navigate it anymore.
Well, I think that's part of their strategy is that they want to be the most overwhelming in terms of content, and not like Amazon Prime overwhelming, where it's like movies that you would watch, Rug Boy, with Frank Grillo, your buddy, but like actually shitty movies, but not with a better production, you know? So like I think that's just Netflix.
But
Netflix's strategy has always been content overload. And we'll let our with their algorithms push
serve
what you think serve you personally.
I'll have you know I watch more Frank Grillo movies on Netflix than on Amazon.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Maybe I should have referenced like Tara Reid or who would be on Amazon.
I don't know. Yeah.
There's weird things on Amazon. Netflix doesn't.
Chris Klein.
Netflix has done a good job of kind of replicating like a network, like an NBC or ABC, in terms of they have all different. They got game shows, they got dramas, they got romantic dramas, they got half-hour comedies. They got everything.
Netflix is a multimedia conglomerate now. They're like a NBC Universal, a Disney, like they have their own network. They produce films. Yeah. You know, they're the same. They're on that same level.
I
can't make heads or tails of it though. Sometimes it's really like if you watch one anime, then everything is anime that comes into your feed. I'm like, they need to make a way that I could actually. I think if they have so much shit that I can't figure out, there has to be a way that I can control what I like. I can sit there and manipulate things and go, I want to have these categories, these type of things, and maybe I'll get what I want instead of waiting for this algorithm that because the only way to reset the algorithm is to like start watching other shit.
I wish I could just clear it and clean it and reset it. There should be a way to do that in your settings. It should allow you to like reset this.
Well, don't they ask you when you first? I mean, it's all probably been a while since we've all set up a Netflix, but don't they ask you like what movies you kind of like to start off?
I don't know if they still do that, but there was a huge thing, and that's how they gauged your interest. And you'd be like, I like this one, I don't like this one. I'm not sure. Like you said, it's been like over 10 years since
the only thing I can remember now on Netflix is if you're watching a movie, you can like press within the movie that you liked it, and I think that
you can't thumbs down a movie anymore though.
Huh. Also, does Netflix ever want to make money? Actually, or are they okay just rolling along, spending fucking billions of dollars? They can't be making money.
I can't fathom how they're spending all of this money on stuff, and then some of it sticks, some of it doesn't, and you don't know if what's working, if some of it's working, and like they're spending like so much money. It's impossible for them to like make money. Like Disney is doing this piecemeal shit, and they're probably making more money because they're spending less.
They got Netflix has 204 million subscribers worldwide at this moment in time, which is insane. So,
I mean, it's all about getting the next hot show. Like if you can hit on one, I feel like they've done these streamers have all done the research to know if you hit with one show, like it adds X amount of subscribers or it keeps X amount of subscribers. So I think the name of the game is find a movie or find a show that's going to resonate with the mainstream so that you can keep this momentum going.
Well, now they got a big name. Like the Spider-Man movie comes out, and like possibly 45 to 90 days later, it's on fucking Netflix.
Oh,
holy shit!
Geek boner.
That is a big. That's a big get.
And I actually think, even though movies are still very important, I think TV shows, are even more important.
Yeah, because they give you all of that return. You know,
they're multi-season. The problem with the TV shows on the budgetary level is the more seasons it goes, the more money it's gonna cost you. So at some point, it's a diminishing returns. That's why it's only like 4 seasons of shit on Netflix.
Check out Disney's models. They're doing 6 episodes.
Yeah, 6 and done.
They're giving it to you piecemeal, one at a time. To me, I feel like I'm getting robbed, but at the same time, they're making money hand over fist.
But the budget-wise, they're putting a movie's worth of budget, and you have this much money, and you can only get 6 episodes. It's great. It forces you.
Look at the money that Netflix is pissing away, like $450 million for fucking Knives Out.
They must really love Ryan Johnson.
There's no effects in those movies. What is it? You're just paying like big salaries.
That's more
I
than
guess.
Amazon paid for the Lord of the Rings rights. They paid $250 million for the rights to Lord of the Rings, and fucking Netflix is like, "Fuck you! Give me that $500 million. Give me those movies."
Knives Out
Is that even
first
popular?
budget. Knives Out budget was $40 million.
Wow.
But it returned 311.
Wow, that's okay. That's good. I mean,
But I don't know. Like again, they measure things differently.
Yeah.
They look at. I don't even know how
knows.
they look
no,
at
nobody
things.
knows. There's okay. So the one metric I know that I've heard of is if you view something for at least 2 minutes,
X amount of time, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes.
Right, like it's not even like the full movie.
No, and
they consider it
yes.
a win if you don't even watch the full movie.
Yes, every platform has a different time that it counts as of stream. So I think Netflix is like 2 minutes. So and then recently numbers came out about like Snyder Cut HBO Max, and the articles were like, oh, it might not have done as big as people thought.
I
Like
saw
most
that,
people
yeah.
didn't finish it, or they didn't go back, or people watched it in chunks over a longer period. I don't know. So
Yeah, I was reading like Wonder Woman and Godzilla vs Kong like did way better
right,
in terms of
opening stream. So
in terms of how they measure on a successful stream. We don't know.
No, nobody knows. That's the problem. Is there's no way, there's no metric, there's no kind of industry standard, and nobody wants to tell their fucking numbers. So they can
No,
say
no
whatever
one
they
wants to do
want,
that.
and we have to just take it at face value. Listener, let us know what you think about the Sony Netflix deal. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. It's a lot of fun. It's closed, exclusive, just for you guys. And we'll shout you out and you get your comment read later in the show. Lots of fun. Speaking of Netflix, they're not done making shit from other people. We know they bought Mark Millar's property, the guy who wrote Kick-Ass and
His
the
whole
Kings.
world they bought.
They bought Millar World, actually. They bought the whole universe.
Yeah.
He's, of course, written Kingsman, Kick-Ass, and a bunch of other things. Jupiter's Legacy is the first thing they have decided to adapt, and they put out a trailer. And I this is interesting because I think a lot of people don't know anything about Jupiter's Legacy. But if you watch this trailer, it's very similar to shows that we are getting,
Like The Boys.
like The Boys, like Invincible, like The Generation. So, Anthony, you guys, did you watch this trailer? I know you probably know nothing about this coming in.
Yeah, I've seen it. The trailer looks good. I mean, I feel like I know what they're going to do, but Anthony, what did you think?
You know, there was someone put out like a marketing piece that like it was all these like big superhero or like these big epic movies in one. So yeah, I watched it. I mean, you're right. It's like the same. I guess the new hot trend is taking things that we know and kind of deconstructing them as far as superheroes. So
Well, yeah.
I thought it was all right. You know, I mean, I think I'd have to. I liked it,
What-
but I
so
would have to watch the movie.
What is
and
it?
see, really.
What do you get? What do you think the show's about from the trailer?
It's like some superheroes that got old and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I read it, so I could tell you exactly
Rex,
what it's
tell
about.
us about
Okay,
Jupiter's
I was
Legacy.
a little. I didn't really know.
All right, so I'll let you know. So basically, Jupiter's Legacy and Jupiter's Circle. They're basically Frank Quitely did the art, and he takes
Yeah.
forever to do his art. So
He's
Mark
good, though.
Miller wanted to work with Frank Quitely and do this Jupiter's Legacy, but he kind of got bored because he was waiting forever for Frank Quitely to finish the pages. So he had fleshed out all the backstories to these characters, and he put out Jupiter's Circle. So
okay.
basically,
Okay.
so Jupiter's Legacy is about during the Depression. This guy has this dream about going to an island, and it was going to give him superpowers. So he brings his friends to this island, and he gets superpowers. They all get superpowers, and they become
In real life or the dream?
no, in real life, they all get superpowers, and they become like the Justice League. They're like these legendary people. They in the 30s and whatever. And at a certain point, they have children, and they're growing up like in the now, and they're struggling with trying to live up to their parents, like their pristine, like images of like wholesomeness and the best of times and all that other stuff, and they're like more like celebrity trash. They're just like Paris Hilton and with superpowers, basically.
Yeah, wow.
And then Jupiter's Circle came out, which was in between, and that tells the story of them in the 30s, but they were not perfect. They were really fucking fucked up, but they were able to cover shit up because there was no internet. And so it's about like how they were like living a lie and living like a lot of people were doing fucked up shit, or not fucked up, but like stuff that would be considered fucked up in that time. Like, so like, it's like this facade that they were perfect, but they weren't. And so it's kind of like how those two things meet.
The series came out 2013. It started, and it's 10 issues. It's still going. It's like one of the longest thing Mark Millar has done because his shit lasts like 3 or 4 issues. He's usually short in or out, but it reminds me a little bit of like the Watchmen, and it's this generation of heroes has been around for 90 years, and the kids have to live up to their legacy. The costumes are kind of cool looking.
Wasn't there a comic by was it Marvel? Was it the Runaways that was like kind of like the kids and the parents?
In the Runaways, the parents are like bad guys. They're like villains, and the kids have to deal with that. So that's also similar. So there's generational issues. I don't know. It looks good. Looks interesting.
You know what this kind of says though? Is people have been talking about comic books dying and all that. I feel like this is just like the next level of like people digging into comic book. Comic book fandom, because now you're like doing all these side things are all getting green lighted, and those things like I feel like The Boys is really popular. I feel like Umbrella Academy. I feel like Invincible. Like all those things are hitting with people.
There.
So I feel like if anything, it's expanding the comic book storytelling platform to.
It's right.
Like, I don't feel like I don't feel like there's any sort of.
There's no end to it. You could keep.
Well, I think
there's no fatigue. Right now.
I think that what happened is that you had this kind of like explosion of comic book movies that needed to be wholesome and needed to be PG-13 and needed to be for everybody and kind of like safe. And these shows, like The Boys, are kind of not safe.
Yeah, so reaction to Marvel.
All of a sudden, you got some interesting stuff going on. I mean, you had Watchmen. That was one movie. And you had and that became a show, and I think that's a one and done, or maybe they'll do one. But they're
another show, Watchmen.
Yeah, so maybe these things will catch on, or they're gonna maybe they'll be like these short run series like the Watchmen, and they'll go away, and then something else will rise up, and they can tell those other stories. Titans, you have all that shit out there that are kind of like deconstructing, showing these heroes as imperfect and whatever.
You know what's funny about what you just said though is like Marvel was kind of doing like the wholesome thing, and we'll get into our review later.
Yeah.
But I feel like I think the progression of the story they were telling would have got to this point, but I almost feel like the scene we're going to talk about later is almost a reaction to like some of the other stuff.
Yes, and
it's like it's a reaction to themselves and like some of the other stuff that's out there. It's like, oh, we can get dirty too if we want.
Yeah, we gotta keep. You guys are enjoying fucking the violence in The Boys. We gotta keep up with that. May 7th. On Netflix, the cast features nobody. I don't know any of these names.
Well,
you don't know Josh Duhamel?
Oh, is he in there? Oh,
Josh
he's the old guy.
Duhamel, Leslie
Josh Duhamel.
Bibb.
He's the only
Those are
one.
the two people that stick out to me. Listen, Mark Millar has written a lot of great Marvel stuff.
He's a good writer.
Did he do Kick-Ass?
Yeah,
he did Kick-Ass, but he did
Love Kick-Ass.
He did the Ultimates, which was
Love the Ultimates.
yeah.
which was like
shit.
basically
shit.
like the breaking the breaking apart of the Avengers into like this deconstruction as well, like Civil War, Old Man Logan, and that he did all those things as well. So he worked for Marvel, and he made his own stuff. He made his own like universe of stuff. And
is this the first movie of the Millarverse for Netflix?
This is
because they bought. Remember we talked about that. They bought all his.
They
stuff.
bought they bought
Like 2
Nemesis.
years
They
ago.
bought Super Crooks. They bought.
So I think this is the first one.
the first one that's coming out. They're working on a bunch of other ones. I know.
And this is going to be a movie. Oh no,
I think it's a TV show. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
you're
supposed
right.
to be a movie initially.
Yeah.
And then they this whole deal with Netflix wanting to buy everything of his. He just
So
like
probably-
took the money and ran.
Released all at once on May 7th.
I mean, everything that's been on streaming that we've talked about, I'm sure there's more, but like the Umbrella Academies, again, The Boys.
Yeah, I love all those shows.
I'm loving
man.
Invincible.
Yeah,
like,
Invincible's great.
They're all like hitting. I feel like I'm definitely going to get. I wouldn't have given this stuff a chance 3 years ago.
Right? They're taking risks, but the people they're digging it. They're starving for this.
Well, that's the thing with like Netflix and Prime and all these streamers is with the ones that don't have IP.
Yeah.
Like just specifically Netflix and Prime is they're looking for stuff.
Yep.
Like they're looking for content. That's why I suggested it offline to Ruggs that like I could see a Netflix or an Amazon buying Gamera.
Oh shit!
Like and doing some shit with
Why
that.
not?
Like Fuck it.
They should be on the phone with them right now.
No
and
shit,
getting on the phone with
especially
them.
with this Godzilla hype. Well, speaking of wholesome
Exactly.
and Disney Plus, the She-Hulk show, which is going to be like a half-hour comedy with Tatiana Maslany and Mark Ruffalo's going to be in it, and Tim Roth. They just added Renee Elise Goldsberry, who is okay. I
don't know who that is.
This is a huge geek voter for me. I love this. She was in.
Is she Muslim?
She's not Muslim. She is most notably from Hamilton on Disney Plus, playing Angelica Schuyler. She was also in Altered Carbon. She was good in that. She's great. Amazing voice, amazing actress. This actually is combining my obsession with Hamilton with my obsession with the MCU. I don't think I can handle this.
You just wait till In the Heights comes out.
Oh my God, I heard that. That sounds great. Listen,
In the Heights. Yeah, that's on my Oscar list for next year.
Yeah, and he wrote that before Hamilton.
Why didn't they cast the more popular Hamilton person?
I don't know what
Leslie Odom Jr.
in the Heights.
No,
For this?
the Marvel. Yeah, whatever this girl's playing, they should have cast.
Okay, he should have Leslie Odom Jr.
or Manuel Miranda.
She's playing Lin-Manuel should have been in this. She's playing a character called Amelia. That's probably made up. Dude, she has my favorite song in the whole fucking show. It's not even a song about Hamilton rapping. It is a song "Satisfied" right in the middle of the show. Angelica, and in this song on stage, they do like a flashback on stage live. It's fucking brilliant. The song always gets stuck in my head. I couldn't be more excited. She's great.
I'll take your word for it.
I think she'll be.
I haven't seen the Hamilton.
It's fine.
Dude, it's great. It's so good. It's so well, smartly written. It's just good. It's good. It's good. You can study it. And
Is it still on?
yeah, it's
Disney?
on Disney Plus forever. I'm pretty sure.
It's good. Yeah.
I mean, I find myself wanting to hear it. The songs get stuck in my head. Sometimes I just put it on, go through the whole thing.
The last live play I've seen, besides being on Broadway in New York when I went to New York, was Book of Mormon.
Oh, that's a great one to see live.
I loved Book of
That is a
Mormon.
great one to see live, especially when the first time they say "fuck," and you're like, "Oh, what happened? Is this happening?"
what we're getting
yes,
into, yeah.
with all these people, and you like start to look at the people. But by now, everyone is expected to know that's going to happen. I wish I was there that first fucking show. With
Book of Mormon?
Yes, those old white women must have lost their shit. They're like, oh my, what is this language? We reviewed Godzilla vs. Kong last week, guys. It's doing pretty good at the box office still. It has now made domestically $70 million.
Wow.
As of today, it's sitting at a worldwide total of like $338 million.
Oh, shit.
People are saying it's definitely going to break even. It's passing break even, so it's going to make...
Oh, it has to make. It's going to make, because I'm pretty sure HBO Max paid.
Oh, they paid for to have
Legendary
that.
some
Yeah.
money
Like
to get this on,
275 or something like that. Didn't they have to pay?
I thought it might have been like 100 million. I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. It was definitely like in the 100 to 200 billion. But
Well, I saw an article saying this is the first movie that may actually make a profit in a fucking pandemic, which is amazing. Mortal Kombat opens internationally already, made $11 million from 17 countries.
Mortal Kombat.
That's
huh?
coming out next week, April 23rd.
Is it next week?
Yeah, April 23rd in the U.S. So,
Ruggs, just real quick. What do you want to see if they keep making Godzilla vs. Kong stuff? Or not Godzilla, but kaiju stuff.
You mean
what's the
you
next?
mean the
what's the next level?
Monsterverse?
Yeah.
Well-
What's the next thing that has to come out? Either movies or should they do a TV show? What should they do?
I feel like, well, I know there's a cartoon coming out or something, Monsterverse cartoon, but like basically they had come up with all of these kaiju, and there's stuff in the books, the comic books that it'd be great to kind of get something to tighten up all this continuity and this world building to make it like really, really working. And I think that they can do that. Introduce a lot of these. Introduce Monarch. Introduce Apex. Now you have the Cobra to the G.I. Joe as in Apex. You have people who want to have humans on top again, and you have people who want to fucking be with, and then you want to like go into all of this kind of like backstory. Like, I'm fucking fascinated. I want answers. I want to know how these fucking ancient people could go down to the Hollow Earth and not die of radiation.
Yes, I'd like to know
build
that.
all those places
Yes.
that like, Sarazara had to go in there with a suit to not melt. Like,
yes, in that last movie, and now all of a sudden they're just hanging out in the sunshine, and they're
I'd like something
Birds.
to kind of iron this stuff out, which, I don't know if that's what's going to make money. Like, what's going to make money is that you put some new character or something crazy in there that is going to get asses in the seats.
Are there other Kongs down there?
I don't know. I mean,
I think they do an animated show, a Monarch show, and
get the
they fill in
kids.
the gaps. Yeah, well, they get the kids, but they also they make it so that adults can watch it, and they fill in. They do exactly what you're saying and fill in all the gaps in between all the movies, or do like a prequel, like do a half hour, like 10 episode run where you fill in all the gaps.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because I feel like you can't do a TV show with these monsters just because of the amount of money that it would take and cost. So do it animated and then build up towards the next movie with these prequel / sequel fill in the gap Monarch TV show.
I think you could do it like a half hour show,
half hour,
like 10 episodes, and then just really pack it with like good information, that like really helps. I mean, get someone in there that knows how to fucking make this shit work. I mean, I'm sure that they thought of it. I just think what happened is they hacked a lot of it out, and then it ends up looking stupid.
Then put it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. And then by the end of it, you've built up something, and then hopefully you have like another movie in the pipeline. I don't know what that movie is.
I think that you have some stuff that's there, that's lingering in. All right. Now, anyone who's seen a MonsterVerse movie knows that King Kong is there, Godzilla's there, and Ghidorah is dead, but like there's still an alien. The idea that there's aliens out there.
We need other monsters.
So aliens could come. I think Gigan would be a great one to throw around.
Alien monsters.
Because the alien monsters, we could start bringing Space Godzilla in. We could start bringing in.
Somebody mentioned the Gargantuas. What's that?
They're like, okay, really quick explanation. When they were going to make this Godzilla versus Kong, they were supposed to be King Kong versus Frankenstein's monster, which was
right.
Relative of Frankenstein makes a giant monster. Anyway, but anyway, that didn't happen. But somebody wanted to make that Frankenstein movie, so they made Frankenstein versus Baragon, and where Frankenstein fights Baragon and whatever. It's a silly movie, and that's an offshoot of that. Where they kind of went back to the original idea of having two. Like a gorilla and this fucking Kong, this Frankenstein monster fight each other, and they kind of like made them brothers.
Okay,
it's Frankenstein's DNA. Like one goes into the water, one goes into the land, and then like these two brothers show up, and one is like one brother's like mischievous, the other one's like kind of like a Kong type, where he's like falls, like he cares about.
They
humans,
have distinct personalities.
Yeah,
oh, that's kind of fun. Maybe for a comedy. I don't know.
I mean, like, it'd be interesting to see, but I mean, I feel like you want to have as much. Like the reason why the MonsterVerse is great is there's so much variety. Like you have like a Gigan, which is like the cybernetic space alien thing, and then you have like Jet Jaguar that is like a robot. You got Space Godzilla from outer space. You got things that look like dinosaurs, like Rodan and Anguirus. So you have like all this stuff that you can pull from reality, you can pull from outer space to make wacky shit, and it all could work if you do it right.
Ruggs, just write the script and email it to him. I mean, come on.
Oh, shit.
What's the worst that could happen?
I can write it. I'll fucking write it. I just don't want to waste the time if no one's going to.
Well, listener, here's something that won't waste time. Buying some merch from our TeePublic shop. Visit jockandnerd.com/shop. Get yourself a t-shirt, a face mask, a hoodie. We got mugs. There is a sale this week, April 14th to 16th. Everything up to 35% off. So go pick up some cool swag. Last story here. This was posted on our Facebook group by Jess Rivera asking Geek Boner or Floppy John.
Floppy John.
This story starts with the phrase Indiana Jones 5, apparently still happening, people, has added Phoebe Waller-Bridge as the lead in this new movie. Harrison Ford is involved and is currently 78 years old.
Holy shit.
Steven
shit.
Spielberg also involved. John Williams will be coming back to do the score.
He's still alive, too.
John Williams is also still alive. So 78-year-old Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones 5. Now, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, hot talent right now. She's done Fleabag. She is hot. She's really funny. Fleabag's pretty funny. She's written on a bunch of things, produced a bunch of things.
They don't want to bring back Shia LaBeouf.
Clearly not.
Lame.
But it's interesting that they've picked her because she's kind of a big up and coming name. And what I don't know what to think about Indiana Jones 5. What do you guys think?
I think they shouldn't make it.
No, okay, you are firmly in the
Floppy jock. Yeah, they
don't do this.
They failed whenever they tried to do it with Shia LaBeouf, and I think they should
Crystal
just leave
Skull was an abomination.
Well, I
That's
just
a
think it
big
was
fuck up right there.
I just think it was a letdown, and that's about it.
He did still do his own stunts. Anthony, I love the Indiana Jones franchise.
I've seen the Indiana Jones movies,
so
but I have to be honest, they were when I was a kid.
Oh, get out.
So, and I don't really, it wasn't one of those things that stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah.
So I really do have to revisit them because I don't really have an opinion.
I was actually on Paramount. The Paramount Network on cable was playing all the movies, and I just had it on, and Temple of Doom was on, and it's so fucking good. So, personally,
this was a big part of the when Star Wars did their Lucasfilm.
Lucasfilm is part. Yeah, this is part of the Disney announcement. Personally, I'm torn because on the one hand, I don't want to see a 78-year-old fucking Indiana Jones. What fun is that? On the other hand, he's still alive. Let's get another Indiana Jones movie out of him because you cannot recast Indiana Jones. I don't care what anybody
they're
says.
going to want to parlay it into, because that's the new thing, right?
His
It's
kids.
like a Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
right? So you're like parlaying it into a new generation. Hopefully, when Ghostbusters, whenever that comes
Afterlife.
out, I think that's the intent with that too.
Yeah.
so.
Everybody's doing it, and we've seen it done in the Bill and Ted's and the Coming to America's.
I don't know if those two examples are the best
but
examples.
it is the
doing it
trend.
right,
Not
but-
doing it right, but it's the trend. Now, if they can set up another indie, fine. I fucking love Indiana Jones, and I just want to remember him as the young fucking Indiana Jones baby.
Bring back the little Asian kid.
Oh, he's like 45 now. He was great.
yeah, he
Short
could do
round.
it. He should be the next guy.
Hold on, lady. We go for a ride. Short round. Dr. Jones. He's so great. Oh, my God. I love Short Round.
Is that his name?
He was Short Round. Yeah, Short Round.
Okay. He didn't really do much.
He was
after
the
that,
kid.
right?
No, he was the kid in Goonies. The same kid in Goonies.
Oh, that's
who
right.
played Data
Right.
with the slick shoes. I got slick shoes and all the gadgets. I love Data. He is great. So I don't know if Harrison Ford cannot die while making this movie. I'll watch it. You know,
Ruggs is out.
Ruggs is out.
Don't make
baby.
it.
Yeah, I don't think you should make a
Should've
movie at all. They're done. Like, no.
Is I don't know if you read this already. Was Spielberg directing?
Spielberg is producing. James Mangold directing.
Oh, I like
He's
James
great
Mangold.
fucking director. Yeah, he did the Logan, all the Wolverine movies. Fucking great.
Did Ford v Ferrari?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just think they should just stop making Indiana Jones.
No more.
Like Indiana Jones, the first three, that's it. You're
That's
good.
it. That should be done.
You don't need to do any more. There's no more story to be told.
Yeah.
You know,
It takes place in the 40s, anyways.
Yeah,
all
we're
this shit.
done. Yeah.
So, but I don't think you can recast Indiana Jones. This
Now,
character
I
is done.
think that you can do a legacy character. You can do like the the grandson of Indiana Jones or something.
But yeah,
or it could be a granddaughter or whatever inherits his whatever shit or whatever. Finds something has to kind of complete something that he left unturned.
do you do what they did with bringing him back as Han Solo and then fucking kill him?
Oh, shit.
In Indiana Jones 5?
No, I don't think he needs to be in it at all. Maybe he could be in it and then die.
Yeah,
like-
you kill him in 5.
Yeah, and then maybe that's what they're going to do with Phoebe Waller-Bridge or whatever. But I feel like that she's kind of like in her 40s as well. Like, why are we starting off with this person who's already like kind of like, you know, not so fresh?
Just make
You
sure
know?
the set has lots of aspirin and fucking cream for the joints. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's take a quick break here, play some promos, and come back, and we're going to talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Do you like Florida Man? Do you like crazy shit? Do you like titties and strip clubs? Why are you laughing?
Because I do. You know I do. This is the show for you.
We're the hashtag No Offense Show.
I'm the Duchess.
That's the Duchess. That's my lovely wife. My name is Chris, and we talk about all that stuff in addition to our daily lives as parents, what we're watching on TV, current events, anything that we could try to talk about to make you laugh. Look for us on the web at htnos.com. All the socials at htnos, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
We're available everywhere.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Carol.
And we're the hosts of Retro Late Fee. We are stuck in 1994.
And we can't get out.
We're watching all the movies and TV shows that you probably remember, I guess. Somehow we're speaking to you through some kind of time portal.
Right.
Join us every week for great movies and TV shows from 25 years ago.
It's fun, I swear.
Doc and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show, if we make you chuckle, if you come here every week for the hang, then join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. The Hangout. It's a geek hangout. So everyone comes on, you hang out, you geek out with us. But if you get value in that, entertainment value, that's the way you can give back. For as little as $3 a month, you will get bonus content, an exclusive RSS feed that has bonus shows. The shows come out early. There's movie reviews. There's a sports show. I am currently doing instant reactions to every episode of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. As soon as it comes out, it's a lot of fun to do. And now there are Discord benefits, which is the thing where you go into a thing. We'll figure it out. We haven't quite figured out. Rugs.
It would be helpful if the people in our groups would be like, "Hey, we want to do this," and then it'd get us excited to do it.
Get excited.
We got zero response.
we might be focusing our energy in the wrong place.
If that's true, let us know, listener. But
like, we want to do it, but it sounds like nobody's interested.
No,
not if no one wants to do it.
Discord benefits would be Discord. Start private rooms.
Let us know if you like the Discord. If you know what it is,
let us know.
Please let us know that you know what it is and want to do something.
All I know is you want to be there when we figure out what the fuck it is, right? That's going to be huge. You don't want to miss that. Join today. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. The fuck am I talking about?
I always blame it on the listeners.
Yeah.
It's their fault.
It's not their fault.
No, I know.
All right, let's get to the review, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. We are up to episode 4. Here is your spoiler alert.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Prepare to be spoiled! This episode is called The Whole World is Watching. A fantastic title. Multiple meanings throughout the episode. Anthony, give us the fucking plot of this episode.
The wow plot of this episode?
Wow.
You kind of got like a couple different things going on. So we ended the last episode with the Dora Milaje wanting to seek Zemo because he's been broken out, and he killed their king. So, they're there to seek out Zemo, and they're giving Bucky a little bit of time because Bucky is using him as a means to an end to figure out what's going on with the serum and why that's still out there and who to track down, who has it, and it's the Flag Smashers that have it. So you have Bucky and Zemo and Falcon all in an uneasy alliance trying to track down this serum. You have Falcon trying to reason with the Flag Smashers. Then you have John Walker as Captain America and his sidekick Battlestar also trying to interject and track down this serum as well. So you have all these moving parts in this story where they're trying to you have 4 or 5 parts where they all think they're doing the right thing, but they all have different means and ways to get there, and it's a little bit of an explosion towards the end.
Holy fucking things come to a head at the end. Jesus Christ. This show continues to give me a kind of a great balance of action and character moments, and the character arcs these guys went through, specifically John Walker, who deserves he deserves this. Oh my God. What a performance from him. What it means, the idea of what it means to be Captain America in today's world. They're talking about that a lot. Ruggs, what did you think? The opening was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought overall the episode was great. I knew it was going in this direction, but they handled it in a way I wasn't expecting. It evoked a lot of things that are going on today.
It did. That was amazing.
It was very
Holy
timely.
shit. Yes.
But I expected the Dora Milaje to show up. There to be a fight. I expected that. It was. I didn't expect what happened to Bucky happen with his arm. That was interesting.
That was fantastic.
I didn't expect there to be like a heart to heart with Sam and what's her name, Carly.
Carly, yeah.
I didn't that I didn't expect so much, but like it, that ended up happening. But I knew the minute that they did that someone was gonna ruin it and not let because he was making some progress there.
Yep.
So overall, I really liked the episode, and there was, for me, the standout was the Dora Milaje fight, and obviously the fact that Walker found the vial and kept it to himself, and you can't really trust this guy a little bit,
Let's just start at the Dora Milaje fight, and we'll come back to the other stuff later, because that was a great moment where Walker and Lamar show up, and then they show up. Everyone's coming for Zemo, and then Zemo hilariously just fucking drinking his drink calmly in the background, watching the fight, and quietly slips away. I love Sam's like, I can't believe he pulled an El Chapo. Went out through the sewers. And clearly they are so badass, dude. Like, Walker should not have put his hand on her shoulder. That was a mistake.
I like that they work as a team, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, that fight was kind of the tipping point for Walker, because up to that point he's been in over his head, and he didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
But he at least had the fallback of, well, I'm dealing with super soldiers.
Yeah.
And then he gets his ass kicked by the Dora Milaje, and he even says it. He goes, they weren't even super soldiers.
Even super soldiers.
Lame.
So
that he'd already, stolen the vial,
mm-hmm.
and he was looking for a way to like justify in his head, how, like, if he should take it. And, that fight, along with his conversation with Battlestar, and even then, that conversation with Battlestar, you still kind of like sympathize with John Walker. You go, oh, he still is like, in his mind, he's wanting to do the right thing. And in fact, he's like hinting at doing terrible things in Afghanistan and wanting to atone for that. But, it's clear that the guy has an inferiority complex and an anger problem.
This is not the man you wanted to give the shield to. He has self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues, anger issues. The conversation they have later is so good, because the contrast earlier, Zemo asked Sam, would you take the serum if it was offered to you? And Sam right away goes, no. And he notices, no hesitation. Walker asked Lamar, would you take the serum? And Lamar's like, hell yeah. And the whole concept of, well, don't you think it will change you? And he goes, power. There's these two concepts of power. Zemo's concept of the super soldier serum always leads to supremacists. And then Lamar goes, power just makes you more of what you are. Kind of what the scientist said in the first Captain America movie.
Yeah. It makes good, great, bad,
worse. Right? And then even the nuance of like where he goes to Walker, you won 3 medals. You did good shit. I have no doubt that you would make the right decision. And he's like, look, we both know what we did in Afghanistan to get those medals did not feel right. This is the first time anything's felt right. Mm-hmm. So, and then just the contrast of Zemo sees the serum, and for a second, I thought he was going to fucking take the serum. I thought he was just going to jam it in. Smashes it. And then Walker, off screen, we don't see it, but it's obviously he took the fucking serum.
Well, you have four different ideologies kind of revolving around each other. You have Zemo trying to end supremacy, and he doesn't believe in super soldiers. Like, that's his thing. Walker is trying to do the right thing in his mind and stop evil, right? But
terrorists.
He's trying to stop terrorists.
Yes.
But he feels the shield empowers him to do things.
Right. He's so entitled.
Sam is trying to figure out what it means to be a hero as a black man.
Yep.
And then you have Bucky, who's like trying to atone for his past mistakes. And then you also have the Flag Smashers, who are wanting to get back to the way the world was working in harmony prior to the blip. So you have like all these different ideologies revolving around each other, and it's going to create conflict.
It's so well
but everyone's
written.
a hero in their own mind.
And the Flag Smashers believe that Captain America shouldn't exist.
Yes. Right. Carly goes, that shield should be destroyed. In fact, they're going to try to kill him.
He's the product of a bygone era.
Well, and that's the whole kind of question of this show is what kind of Captain America do we really need right now, you know? It's going back to Sam, how I love that when he goes to Carly and he's basically like, look, I understand your fight. I just think you're going about it the wrong way. And he gets close. And, of course, stupid Walker jumps the gun and shoots Carly, and she gets away, and Zemo gets away.
Oh, Zemo shot Carly.
Oh, Zemo, that's right. Zemo got out of the cuffs, shot Carly, and then Walker dropped Zemo and grabbed the thing.
Good old-fashioned shield to the dome.
Shield to the head, takes him down. But, man, this is Sam. Remember, Sam was like, I used to counsel soldiers. Like, this was his job in Civil War. Like, he knows how to do this, and he was really good at doing it. And he got so, in fact, he still has her trust, even though she called his fucking sister and threatened his family. That was fucked up, but brilliant move. Another brilliant move by Zemo, using Turkish Delight to get the information from the kid and use that as leverage now that he knows the Dora Milaje are waiting for him as soon as this shit is over. That was fucking great.
Have you ever had a Turkish Delight?
I hear they're disgusting.
Yeah.
What is it? I'm not sure.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's candy, I guess, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
I just want to say one point. It might take a little bit, but overall, I thought this was the best episode by far. I really enjoyed the episode. We can talk about the ending in a little bit. I do think, though, and I was having trouble with like wrapping my finger around the show. And I watched Sean Chandler's review, who, by the way, was on the spinoff show.
Yes, he was.
And he kind of nailed it for me. I think, although this episode was really great, I think it brought out something that I've been having a problem with, which is these episodes really do a good job of dealing with like ideas and thoughts about like being a hero and what it means and everyone's viewpoint on if they're doing the right thing or not and what that means in the world today. But there's something missing, and I think the thing that's missing is there's no central through line for like what are we building towards?
Yeah, I felt that last episode.
What is I'm not saying it has to necessarily be a big bad, because WandaVision was building towards, what's the mystery? Why is this hex here? But like the first episode introduces the Flag Smashers as like maybe the threat. But then like these next couple episodes, we kind of get to know them, and we were like, and you have Falcon like making overtures to them, and we're like, okay, maybe they're not the threat. And then you have like the global, like I feel like they haven't done enough with the Global Repatriation Council to know why. Like, what is so bad that has happened because they're back? Like, or they're in, like, so there isn't really, like, we don't really know, other than, like, the reveal of who the power broker is, but, that's been a side thing.
Yeah.
We don't really have, like, a main thing or conflict that we're building towards. Even now, we're still, like, okay, now is it Walker? Is Walker the main thing? But he wasn't really he's trying to stop something.
I thought the serum MacGuffin would be the main thing, but that shit's all destroyed. And I was like, oh, so now what the fuck's happening? But it may be Walker. Well, I have some hints, some news articles about next episode that may give us some clarity. But I felt that a little bit last episode. Yes, it's like, what's going on? Where's this going? A little bit. But this one is a little more focused, and it had a lot more exciting action.
This one had more action. It had better ideas.
Great character moments. Fuck, great acting.
There's not a one. There's nothing you can like. There's nothing right now that you can latch onto and be like.
We're just watching
this
shit
is the
happen
driving
at
conflict
this point.
Throughout the show.
Yes. And I felt that's what I felt last episode. Speaking of,
like if you look at like just one more, one example, like Daredevil season 1, you knew that the conflict was
what the setup is,
was Kingpin and Daredevil and their competing ideologies, and like that was the driving thing. Is Daredevil wants to stop Kingpin from basically gentrifying the neighborhood, right? But we don't really have anything right now.
Also, I think that show was a little bit more episodic, where this still feels like just parts of a movie, chunks of a movie, one after another. So we're waiting for the payoff.
My only criticism. I really like this episode.
I mean, but this thing better pay off.
I think that it's a more existential thing. I think it's about the soul of the Marvel universe.
I
think it's like, all right, so we've gotten to the point we've gone into this. The Thanos and the Endgame and all that stuff. And that was like this kind of, I'm going to say, kind of this bygone era, that they were talking about. And they're trying to get into this new era where everything's about social justice and about, this and that, and kind of reframing, like you're reframing cops. Like they used to be like this pillar of the community, and now like they're like this gray thing that's not neither good nor bad. And that, can you ever be good? The fact that they even brought up like any kind of power leads to supremacy. I'm like, well, that's every superhero now is a supremacist at this point then. Because like they have power that other people don't have. And we look at any kind of power being executed over anybody else is like completely unfair. And so how do you exalt somebody that's powerful? So I think that they're trying to reconcile like this whole idea, and they're introducing this question, but I don't think they're going to be able to solve it, and there's not enough time to solve it. So while it introduces all of these questions, and like this whole show has been, kind of like they're talking about the injustice that happened to I forgot the old man's name.
Isaiah
Bradley.
And being profiled, and then who deserves the shield? Is this guy who's whatever deserve the shield, or somebody that's tried and true? And then you have these flag smashers who were feeling like the world was coming together because of some great tragedy.
Was Thanos right? Was it better when half the people were gone? Makes you kind of wonder.
Yeah. So it's kind of like they're trying to, and I applaud the show for asking all these questions.
Definitely.
But I don't think they have time to resolve it.
There's also the basic Captain America question of, can you be a good man and a perfect soldier? Can those two things exist in one person? You go back to that line where Zemo's like, super soldiers, least it's supremacists. And then Bucky is like, Steve never got corrupted. The serum never corrupted him. And Zemo's like, yes, but there's never been another Steve Rogers, has there? So was that a fluke?
What does that mean exactly?
Was that maybe it was a fluke that it could only be Steve Rogers? It could be Captain America.
The odds are more against the serum being a good thing, or superpowers being a good thing.
Well, power always corrupts usually, right? So we know that.
Yes, and there's a lot of that too.
I do applaud the show. I mean, I think it is trying to be more. It's definitely not only trying. I think it's more than what we get from Marvel usually in terms of the ideas and the thoughts that like the conversations we're having is much more than what we would have on like an Ant-Man.
Mephisto!
It's Mephisto! No, it is. The conversation stems from the basic principles of this whole MCU when it started. The concept of heroes.
Well, it's also an allegory for like America, right? Like,
yes,
the Captain America's whole thing was Nazis, right? And it was a clear delineation,
black and white. Yes,
good versus evil. The flag is going in to save the world.
Yeah,
and now what is that?
I like that.
That flag has probably been dragged through the mud.
It's got blood on it.
Yeah, it's gotten like by America's own doing. It's dragged itself through a lot of things, and now what does that flag mean? So it's an allegory for the shield and what that means, and stepping in with that shield into another country, like the people that hold the shield, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that serve, that still believe in America, and I think a lot of us do. But what does that mean to another country? It probably means jack shit. It probably means much less than what we think.
Are we coming in freeing the people or just occupying the people in the territory?
I think that
see it both ways.
I think that the problem is that the sense of unity in this universe that they created is disjointed, right? Because you have a world that existed for years without these Avengers, without these superheroes, without Captain America, with all that stuff. So they've realized that life doesn't have to be the way it is. So it's interesting that when you have lack of something and then you're not focused on all this other stuff, you can kind of go in a different direction. So it is this thing. It's like, overall, if you really pare it down, the blip, there was an old way, and then the blip made a new way.
Kind of like what we're living through right now.
And then do we want to go back to the old way?
Fuck yeah. Wow. There's so many levels of parallels.
The only thing, though, I have to say is I mentioned this earlier, but I really wish, maybe they'll do it in the next couple episodes, but I wish they would get more into what the Global Repatriation Council did that was so bad.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have a feeling they were all the guy goes, "We're not refugees. We are internationally displaced people." They just pushed them out of where they were and took all their shit for the people that are coming back.
But why? Tell me why they did that, and then also tell me what the Flag Smashers' plan is. Like, I still don't really understand. They're getting medicine to people.
I
and
can answer that.
She was going to make an army for them.
Go ahead.
I think that there was a virus subplot.
Yeah, I heard about this.
That they cut out. Because of Corona.
Yeah.
So I think that there might be something that ties that and makes it even more of like
that's what's missing.
A crisis.
Yeah.
And that's why it seems way worse.
There's no sense of urgency right now. That would have done it, kind of. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to the end, a couple of things to mention. The more fantastic acting from Sebastian Stan. I thought that opening in Wakanda. First of all, the opening in Wakanda, I was like, oh, fuck. Wow, we're in Wakanda. And you hear the music. And we find out that it was Shuri. This is 6 years before, so this would place
That's
it.
not Shuri.
No, we find out that Io and Shuri both helped him, but that was Io.
Okay.
But this is right before the post-credit scene in Black Panther, would have been 6 years earlier. We find out that with the help of Io and Shuri, they finally deprogrammed him from the Winter Soldier conditioning, and he was so good at that. And we also find out that they built in a little failsafe for the arm where she could just fucking pop it off there. Just a little jab, click, and it fell off. It was fucking hilarious, and he did not know they could do that.
Oh, shit.
That was funny. I was like, oh, shit. But the flashbacks, every time the Dora Milaje show up, you hear the little Wakandan drums. It's done so well. I fucking love that.
No, they're doing a good job. I mean, they weave in Winter Soldier's music and Zemo's music.
Yeah. You saw clips from all the movies. So
Should we get to that ending?
Let's get to the ending, which happens because
which I hinted at earlier.
Yes, Kari has given the location to Sam's sister to show her she has leverage. And first of all, I love Sam's fighting style in this. I thought was very cool. The way he's going up against super soldiers, the way he was using his wings very purposefully to even it out, and the jetpack at times. I love that attention to detail. And then Carly fucking chest punches Lamar into a column.
Oh, shit.
He's probably dead. Are they killing?
Looks likely.
They're killing him already. Battlestar.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
at this point, we know he's taking the serum.
And Lamar, I wish there's another thing. I wish Lamar had a little bit more.
Right, I was surprised.
Development,
yeah.
But it seems like he was kind of John Walker's compass.
Yeah, he was his conscience, his moral conscience. I have a theory about Lamar. Maybe we'll get into that later. So.
Oh, Mephisto?
No, he's not. Yeah, he's Mephisto.
Shit.
Anyways, the guy who said earlier, I used to look up the Flag Smasher. I used to look up to Captain America as a kid. Can he believe that? To Carly, her fucking buddy. He takes off. Cap chases him down, and the whole world is going to be watching cell phone video of Captain America violently killing a dude with a fucking shield to the chest.
Oh, shit.
Unbelievable. The looks in his face. A
la Captain America, Iron Man.
Yeah, Steve Rogers always went for the chest, the Iron Man suit.
What do you think about this? It's like, okay, like obviously the guy's running away, right?
Right.
And he's not putting up a fight. But he's a terrorist. They've blown up stuff. He is a bad guy. I don't think he should have gotten that kind of a brutality.
I thought he was going to cut his head off. I thought he was going to decapitate him.
I think that John Walker has, in his mind, he thinks this guy's a fucking terrorist.
Of course.
He's with these people.
Of course.
He's complicit. And my friend just died, and I got to fucking take one of these motherfuckers down.
The difference for like what John Walker thinks in the way, like, because someone pointed this out, like Cap kills all the time too.
Yeah, he kind of does, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, Cap never has done it out of vengeance,
right?
Like
out of rage, out of revenge.
And yes, John Walker is dealing with terrorists, but in that moment, I don't think he's going, "This man's a terrorist." I think he's just seeing red, and he's letting his emotion take over. Especially when he's in a position of power with that shield that he obviously shouldn't have done.
The guy goes, "It wasn't me," meaning I didn't kill her. Like, you want to keep him to get information on Carly. But
yeah, I mean that scene. I was definitely, by the end of that episode, I texted my friends. First off, I was surprised to see the blood, and I texted my friends and went, Man, that episode hit pretty hard.
That shot, that upshot with the blood on the shield, the cinematography in this episode from top to bottom was amazing. It was so good. And that last shot was fucking crazy.
I mean, that's an iconic shot.
Fuck, yeah. And then I thought about all the cell phone footage and like the fucking, I have on CNN the Derek Chauvin trials on every day. And I was like, holy shit, look at this fucking parallel. And as we learn, most times, even with camera footage, people get away with these things. But the whole world react like the government's going to have to take the shield back from John Walker. He's not. There's no way they're letting him keep this. That's probably how Sam gets it because they're probably like, "Will you just take this? We can't have it."
Do you want me to bring up the trailer or no?
Yeah. They're calling it a mid-season trailer, even though there's like 2 episodes left. What happens? What's the new stuff in there?
It's a lot of recapping, but then it ends with John Walker being like in a warehouse and he's kind of sitting there with the shield bloodied. So I think it's going to happen in the next episode.
Fuck yeah.
And Falcon and Winter Soldier come up to him and he's basically like, you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And Winter Soldier's like, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
And it's like kind of leading to like a fight right there between the two of them.
Yeah, you need the showdown. Absolutely. I was wondering, did he take all of the serum? Like, could he go back and shove some more serum in Lamar to try to save him?
Is that your theory?
That was my theory, yes. That's my dumb theory.
He's like, I'm not going to take the whole thing.
I left a little bit just in case, because I thought they both get serumed up. I could be wrong, but this is different, obviously. But fuck, now he is serumed up and he is uncaged. So as far as next episode, here's a couple of hints. But they've teased something about episode 5. Huge cameo. So they're saying a new MCU character, a character from the comics that's never been seen in the MCU.
Who said this?
There's a rumor from, I think it was Slash Film. The surprise character in episode 5 is not one that we've seen in the MCU before, not one who is primed to appear in an upcoming film, but it is an existing Marvel Comics character who is played by a well-known actor.
Oh, shit.
So I'm expecting a well-known actor and a huge character from the comics that's never been seen in the MCU, their debut, and it's also going to be the longest episode yet, episode 5. So some shit is going to go down.
I feel like they're building towards the Power Broker being someone we know.
Okay, so that the Power Broker, a little bit of that is their Power Broker is still after Carly. He wants the serum. We do see Sharon Carter again briefly. She's helping him with satellites, but she does mention she goes, you guys killed the Power Broker's golden goose, meaning the guy who made the serum. She goes, Madripoor is about to get real nasty. So is that maybe the 6th episode? Is the Power Broker and Madripoor? You're going to have to resolve this fucking John Walker thing. There's still a lot of shit. We got 2 episodes left.
Who could we see in this?
Who is the Power Broker?
It could be the Power Broker.
So wait, this new character is going to be someone we don't know?
No,
it's a new character played by a well-known actor.
By a well-known actor. It's someone that has not. It's his debut in the MCU, but it is a Marvel Comics character. Yeah, could be anybody. Could be like a side person.
We could play this
really
stupid game.
That could be
all
anybody.
day.
Yes, but the well-known actor bit is interesting. I wonder how well-known, who it is.
It's going to be Bronson Pinchot.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Wow.
Get out of the city!
How did I have that queued up? That's weird.
That would be great.
Of course I have. Don't be ridiculous.
That's what he says to John Walker to get him to.
One more thing, I think I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I was very surprised that Disney Plus was doing the blood.
Dark.
Like
Wow. Yes, it got dark. Imagine how much more bloody they could make this show if it wasn't on Disney Plus. But they're pushing it. That was not expecting that. I was expecting a decapitation, but he didn't do that. Yeah, just great conversations, great character moments. Holy fuck.
It was a good episode.
Very good. Let's do some news from the nation, find out what the nation thought.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It's
Stinks.
Oh, a lot of fun reactions in our Facebook group from our listeners. Jose Ibarra posted that screenshot of Cap, John Walker Cap with the blood. He goes, I don't care how hateable of a character he is. I need this shot framed and hanging on my wall. Wyatt Russell is great in this role. Disney took this to a place level I did not expect. Great episode. The action scenes were top notch. Yeah, I gotta give Wyatt Russell props, man. He's amazing in this. Tore me around in this character. Logan Janis from Mostly Superheroes podcast. He was on the show. He said the shield, the blood, the violence, a jarring sequence that shook me up pretty good. Phase 4 ain't fucking around. Jose Joel Cazara says my jaw dropped 3 or 4 times. It was as violent as you could be on a Disney show, I guess. I love when John came in all like, should I put down the shield? Just to get his manhood fragmented and his ass handed to him by the Dora Milaje. He was going to just fist fight Sam. He's like, let me put this down. What a condescending prick this guy is. I love him. Lisa Morrison said, I felt the shot of Zemo casually sipping his drink while everyone was fighting about what to do with him was criminally underrated. Yes. Fantastic. Daniel Bruhl, also great. Dylan McCandless. I know I'm supposed to be horrified and all, but after what they did to Lamar, I really liked Lamar. I was all in to watch John go postal on the Flag Smashers. I hope he gets the kill on Carly, too. But now,
fuck that dude.
Well, I'm still, but now Carly is going to have to team up. She was trying to get Sam and Bucky on her to team up to take down Captain America, and now that he's got the serum, they could use some other serum people to help. You think that'll happen?
I don't think Carly trusts them.
She almost trusts them. Yeah.
They've screwed her twice.
They have. But it's not their fault. Stupid fucking John Walker.
I think maybe Walker's going to maybe take her down. And then that way that he gets his hands dirty and the other two are scot-free.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
I know he becomes U.S. agent in the comics, and I believe U.S. agent's a good guy, right?
Is he? I guess he is.
So do you think they'll do that? I feel like this character is like really far gone.
But he's doing his job.
But he's unhinged in the comics like this too.
Yeah,
so.
he's unhinged, but he does do the job. It's like, I think that's the problem is that if you're a soldier, right, and you're in the army and you go crazy and you kill people, but you're killing the right people, like nobody says anything. You just get promoted for that.
Yeah.
You just can't get caught. And he got caught.
Yeah. So he, in his mind, he just alluded to the shit that he did overseas that he got medals for wasn't that great.
Yeah. He was basically Dolph Lundgren from Universal Soldier, just cutting off Vietnamese ears and putting them around his neck.
Who knows what he was doing? But I think that in the military, the rules for doing your job and being rewarded are different.
Rules for engagement are different,
than what we're used to seeing here.
It's gray. It's not black and white is the thing, like they mentioned.
They have like court martials and stuff like that, but a lot of shit gets swept under the rug there. So
look, we see, Irving Dela Cruz says, bro, the way Disney is handling the police brutality and racism in this show is top notch. Very subtle, but enough to draw comparisons to modern day society. Amazing episode. Benjamin Wesley Cranford. Wes Cranford wrote, what I like is that Battlestar was John's conscious. So he meant conscious, but he wrote the word written here is CONCHAS.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I thought that conscious was a word for like balls from like Australia. Like you got some big conscious.
Wait, is he spelling conscience?
I think he means conscience, but I also thought he meant like his buddy. Like I thought it was like a Don Quixote reference. Like conscious.
It's capitalized, so I thought it was his name.
Obviously, it was a typo, like an autocorrect. Maybe
conscious.
But if you
I thought he meant it was going with like cojones, like a type of.
That's
like
what I
balls.
was thinking.
No, but if I just read it,
huge conscious.
Okay, let me read. Conscious is a new word. Let me read it, and it sounds like what does it sound like?
He's like he's a crazy old bastard, Benjamin Wesley Cranford.
So
let me tell you.
What I like is that Battlestar was John's conscious. Now that he's out of the picture, there's nothing to keep John from making bad, violent decisions. It's going to get brutal.
Yeah, I guess he is going with conscience.
He meant it was John's conscience.
For the listener, he spelled conscience CONCHAS.
Stupid autocorrect. I blame autocorrect.
Oh my god!
I just thought that was
a little bit too much time on that boat.
I love Benjamin.
I love Wes Cranford, and we give him shit about his punctuation. We're just kidding, of course. Wes knows. We're just busting your balls.
I love you.
Jazz Hubbard
Their bottom is very weak.
says Wyatt Russell is the Captain America you get when you order Chris Evans from Wish. I think that's intentional. If they do a heel turn to him being upset because he knows Steve Rogers wouldn't have killed that guy and he's fallen short, I love this show even more.
That'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good if he actually felt shitty about doing it.
I don't know if he's going to have any remorse, though. He's going to think he did the right thing and saved the world. I don't know. Fuck. I can't wait to see the reaction.
You notice the subtlety, too? In the first episode, he was like super clean shaven, and throughout these episodes, he's getting like more and more stubbly.
That's
and
how you know he's gone bad. He has scruff now.
When
evil
you
scruff.
have scruff, you're an evil person.
You're an evil bad guy. Yeah, he's got the evil scruff growing. And he snapped his snap the way you could see it in his face happening the whole time.
He was like twitching, you know.
Fuck. It was amazing. You could see that in his eyes, what was going on in his head. Like, should I take this fucking thing? I'm going to take it. And he's just like, fuck these people. Wow. All right, let's finish up with some what are we watching? Anybody watching anything fun they want to recommend?
Invincibles.
Dude, the latest episode of Invincible with Titan. That guy who's kind of like The Thing and Luke Cage kind of like smashed together.
Yeah, that was a crazy ending.
Holy shit. Crazy ending. Fantastic
And I like
episode.
the introduction to Beast, whatever.
Oh.
What's that? Battle Beast?
Battle Beast. Yeah, that dude is, you can't fucking take that guy down. Holy shit.
I went off the deep end and started like, not doing a ton of research, but
Where did he come from? He just showed out of nowhere, and he's
from space. But I was doing some research on like, this show's going to be around for a while. There's a lot of comics around this thing.
Yes. There's a lot of seasons he can put together. I love Machine Head and how his voice is auto-tuned like a fucking rapper. That was great. That was great.
Very good episode.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't read the comics because
Me too.
I don't know what to expect every episode.
Dude, the music they use, Anthony, you must have
Great
noticed
music.
that. They're using De La Soul, Run the Jewels, all this
Run the Jewels, Gold Link.
Yeah, stuff
they're
that
using a lot
I'm
of
like,
stuff.
what is this? I'm going to like look it up and listen to it. This is great music.
What's cool too about Amazon is if you pause it while the music
it tells you what
playing,
the music is.
tells you what the song is.
Yeah, the X-ray where it tells you like who's in the scene, who the characters are, and a little bit. It's really, really helpful.
I've actually like added some songs to my playlist because of the music.
I need to go,
but there's a few on Spotify. They have the soundtrack.
They do. I love the music. This is like current music that's really fucking good. Like even I love this music. I can't shit at it. I'm like, this is fucking great music. And it's used well. And just when I heard,
it's not riffed off of something from the 80s that you always do.
No, it's not like mumble rap with the triplet fucking repeating bullshit.
Oh, I love that song when it was said in the 1970s.
I liked it the first time when it was
as if nothing was ever played, nothing was ever riffed from those.
When it was Aha's
that era.
Take on Me. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was my problem with what's his face, Bandage Face. The weekend. Fucking weekend. What about the weekday, you bastard? No, Invincible's been great. It's been fucking. I can't wait to see what happens.
Is there anything good on?
You've watched probably a bunch of shit
on Apple TV Plus. For All Mankind, second season. I've talked about this before. This fucking show, Ruggs, you got to watch this. Ronald D. Moore, the guy who did Battlestar Galactica. You thought that drama in space was good. He's doing the same thing on this show with amazing human drama, amazing characters, and amazing space drama. This last episode, there's a moment that made me cry. It legit made me cry. It was just two characters being vulnerable and talking to each other, and it wasn't even like and then there's a fantastic space action scene at the end. But this show is amazing. I was fucking shocked. I was like, fuck, this is a good fucking show.
Are there any Pakistani characters?
There are not.
Oh.
So it gets 1 point, but
it must be good if you're wrong.
Well, there's but there are Vietnamese. There is representation. There's a whole Vietnamese storyline of
I've been
immigrants.
meaning to check that out, but it's not as easy to watch for me, like as far as me to get access to it. So, yeah, I will definitely check that out. I started watching a little bit of that Transformers on Netflix.
I saw that new Transformers. Yeah. I watched a little bit of that. It was all right.
Yeah. I feel like I'm missing out on the story. Like I might have to watch some other shit, but it's kind of cool. And that's basically I can say about it. I've been watching Godzilla vs. Kong a lot.
Over and over again, Ruggs has been watching Godzilla vs.
rewriting
Kong.
it as I go, but yeah, I'm watching it.
Well, release the Rug Boy cut of Godzilla vs. Kong. That's what I want. Anthony, where's the Oscar movies at?
You know what? I haven't really watched any Oscar stuff. I've been following the BAFTAs happened this past weekend, so I was following
I saw
that.
a couple of award things happened.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I think I'll get back into the Oscar stuff as the show comes out.
April 25th.
25th, yeah. So there's some movies I still need to catch up on. But really, honestly, I'm loving the mainstream stuff right now. The Marvel, the comic books. I've revisited Kong v Godzilla fight scenes. I've not watched the entire movie like some people, but over and over again. But yeah, mainstream stuff right now. You can't
I'm trying to catch up to Lenny. Okay.
You can't dive. You can't get too inundated with the dramas and all that because it just becomes really sad and depressing.
Yeah, those are all the Oscar
little
movies.
mix.
It's a good time for that. We got Mortal Kombat coming out. That's going to be fucking fun, and a bunch of other shit.
Bilotti said he wants to be on that, by the way.
Okay, he's booked.
I ran out of Frank Grillo movies, so I gotta watch something else.
So instead of watching something else, you just throw on scenes from Godzilla versus Kong.
I'm trying to find something new. I really am. I don't see anything out there. I mean, there's stuff out there, but I'm I don't know there's so much to choose from. I don't know what to pick. And For All Mankind sounds right up my alley, but
you would love it.
It's the most hard for me to access.
Lovecraft
stuff.
Country.
That might be a good idea.
I watched the first episode. I plan on getting back into that. I liked the first episode. Horror, old school,
it's
1930s.
very good.
I have started so many shows and just be like, eh.
No.
And then I started so many shows and been like, eh.
And then you stop. You don't finish.
Yeah. Just it didn't. For some reason, something has to connect with me on some level. I don't really know, but I ended up going back to this, The Last Kingdom, which is a show about Vikings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
In England, when they're trying to make England Catholic and unite England into one thing, but there's all of these Danes and there's fucking Saxons and there's Vikings and all you other fucking motherfuckers
Fuck
that are
those
there.
Saxons.
I like that, but I'm to be honest with you, I'm not 100% in on that either. I'm maybe 80% in. So.
There's that true crime series about the art theft in Boston. This is a robbery.
Oh, I might want to watch that.
That's kind of interesting. It was 1990 in Boston, and these dudes rolled in and spent 80 minutes of stealing art. And Dope Pope actually is working on some art, recreating some of the stolen pieces. It's pretty good. I haven't finished it. I don't know if they ever found the fucking pictures, the paintings. There's Rembrandt's missing and lots of high-end art just cut out of frames. That was the worst. I was like, they just fucking cut it out of frames. This is disrespectful. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's a Rembrandt. You just don't fucking cut it out of the frame. All right, good stuff. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Ruggs, where can the listener find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ReallyRugBoy.
Follow us on Twitter, too, at Jock and Nerdcast. And subscribe to the show so you never miss a show. And share the show. Spread the geekery. Jock and Nerd. To the whole world. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Be more funny. My balls was hot.
It's fucking awesome. We gotta get rid of my balls.
It's really
hot.
good.
You don't like that one anymore? All right.
I just feel like it's old.
I'll retire it.
Jock and Nerd.